You said, "I just want peace," 1,000 times. But what if the reason it never shows up is that some part of you is still placing orders for something else entirely, and you don't even know it? Stay with us, because we're going to sit with this together, and there's a guided meditation at the end to help it land. Here's the claim we're going to sit with today, and it's a little uncomfortable at first. Most of us say we want peace, but we don't actually mean it. Not fully. Beneath every "I just want to be happy" and every "I just want this to be over," there are a dozen quieter wishes shoving each other around, competing for the top spot. To be right. To win. To be seen. To feel safe. To have things land the way we already decided they should land. Peace isn't being withheld from us by some cosmic bouncer. It's just perpetually outbid by everything else we're secretly wanting more. And once you see the pattern, you can't really unsee it. Here's the image I want you to hold. Imagine you walk into a restaurant, tired, a little frayed, and you tell the server, "Honestly, I just want something simple. I really just want peace." The server nods. The kitchen is ready. The meal is available. And then you spend the next 20 minutes negotiating. "No, not that. Well, unless it comes with this, but only if that other thing works out the way I need it to. Actually, can we go back to the first option, but with a modification? And what about that other table? What are they having? Is that better?" Meanwhile, the server is standing there, pen in hand, waiting for you to actually finish your order. And you never do. You leave hungry, and on the way home you think, "I never get what I want. I just wanted something simple." But you never stopped ordering everything else. That's the shape of it. That's the shape of most of our days. So let's get specific. Let's name the things that quietly outbid peace, because they operate best when they stay unnamed. There's the wish to be right, not just to be at peace, but to be at peace and asterisk to have the other person finally understand that we were correct all along. There's the wish to be vindicated, to have the record show, in ink, that we were the reasonable one. There's the wish to be seen, for the effort we put in yesterday to be noticed, credited, remembered. There's the wish to feel safe, which often looks like the wish to control the next 12 outcomes so nothing surprising can hurt us. There's the wish to win, the small, sharp one we don't like to admit to. And there's the wish for the bargain to pay off. "I gave this, so I should get that. I was patient, so they should be grateful. I did it right, so it should have worked." None of these are evil. They're deeply human. But look at what happens when you place them next to peace. Peace can't compete with any of them, because peace doesn't negotiate. It just waits, patiently, while we keep modifying the order. Let me bring this into a moment you'll recognize. It's 7 a.m., you're not even fully awake yet. You're standing in the kitchen, kettle on, and your mind is already 3 paragraphs into an email you haven't written yet. It's the one to your coworker, the one who, in yesterday's meeting, presented your idea as though it had occurred to them in the shower that morning. And you sat there, feeling that specific hot-cold feeling in your chest, and said nothing. Now it's 7 a.m., and you're drafting. Firm but fair. Assertive but not petty, the kind of email that makes the point without making you look like the one with the problem. You're rehearsing what you'll say in the hallway. You're imagining their face when they realize. And if someone stopped you right there and asked, "What do you want today?" you say, without missing a beat, "I just want to feel good today. I just want some peace." But look at what you're actually placing an order for. You want to be understood. You want to be vindicated. You want the situation to land the way you've decided it should land. You want him to feel a specific way about you. You want yesterday to have gone differently. Peace never stood a chance. Not because it wasn't on the menu, but because it never got your full order. Here's the small, quiet turn. And it's not dramatic. It's actually kind of funny when you catch it. The turn is just this: noticing that you're mid-negotiation with life, and you didn't realize it. Noticing that while you were saying, "I just want peace," another part of you was leaning over the counter saying, "But actually, also this, and this, and this, and definitely this." You don't have to shame that part. That's important. Shaming it just adds another item to the order. You just have to see it. Oh, I'm negotiating. I said I wanted one thing, and I'm actually asking for 15. And here's what's strange. The moment you see it clearly, something loosens. Not because you've fixed anything, not because you've become more spiritual or more evolved, just because the negotiation was exhausting, and you didn't know you were doing it, and now you do. So let me ask you the question this whole thing is really pointing at. What would it actually feel like to want only one thing, and mean it? Not as a spiritual achievement. Not as some higher self-performance. Just as an experiment. What if, for one moment this morning, you meant it when you said, "I want peace"? What if you weren't also, underneath, asking for the email to hit its mark, and the coworker to feel appropriately bad, and the meeting to be redone, and the record to be corrected? What if you just stopped ordering the other things? Here's what people don't tell you. Peace isn't the prize at the end of the negotiation. It's not what you get after you finally win the argument, or fix the person, or engineer the outcome. Peace is what's left when you stop. It was always there. The kitchen was always ready. The meal was always available. You were just still talking. So let's bring this back to 7 a.m. Back to the kettle, and the email you haven't sent, and the small hot feeling in your chest. You don't have to become a different person to find peace in that moment. You don't have to forgive your coworker on some grand cosmic level. You don't have to pretend it didn't sting. You just have to notice what you're actually ordering, and be honest about it. Oh, I want peace. And I also want to win. And those two things can't ride in the same car. And then, quietly, without ceremony, you get to choose which one you're actually placing today. Some days you'll choose the email. That's okay. You're human, but some days, maybe more often than you'd expect, you'll notice the negotiation, smile a little at yourself, and just stop. And in that small stopping, something you've been chasing for years will be sitting there, calmly, like it had been waiting the whole time. Because it had. Before we move into the meditation, if this is helping you, you're welcome to like the video and subscribe. It's a simple way to keep practicing together. Let's take a few minutes to let this settle. Find a way to sit that feels supported. Let your shoulders drop a little. You don't have to hold them up right now. Allow your breath to be whatever it is. You don't have to make it deeper. You don't have to make it slower. Just let it arrive. And notice, gently, that you're not being asked to do anything. There's no order to place here. Nothing to negotiate. Nothing to fix. Let that land for a moment. Nothing to negotiate. If a wish surfaces, something you want, something you're still bargaining for, just notice it. You don't have to push it away. You don't have to feed it either. Just let it be seen. Oh, there's that one. I know that one. And then let your attention rest softly back on the breath, or the weight of your body in the chair, or the small sounds around you. Something in you has been running a very long negotiation, working out the terms, rehearsing the arguments, adjusting the order. Just for now, let that part rest. It doesn't have to disappear. It just gets to sit down for a moment. And notice, if you're willing, that underneath all the wanting, something quieter is already here. It didn't arrive because you earned it. It didn't arrive because you meditated correctly. It was here the whole time, waiting for you to stop talking to the server. Breathe with that. You don't have to do anything to keep it. You don't have to protect it. You just have to notice it's here. One breath in, one breath out. And when you're ready, not a moment before, let your eyes open. Let the room come back. Let the day come back. And carry this small quiet with you into the kitchen, into the email, into whatever's next. It doesn't leave when you do. Thank you for spending this time in practice. A free digital ACIM resource is linked in the description if you'd like it. And if you wish, you're welcome to comment. I am grateful. Thank you for staying with this one. It's not the easiest thing to look at honestly, what we're actually asking for underneath what we say we want. Be gentle with yourself as you notice it this week. You don't have to catch every negotiation. Just catching one is enough. We'll see you next time.